trouble today. We are on. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Welcome. Is that door blocking something there? I don't know. No, it's not. He knows what he's doing. Welcome, everybody, into another Steve Henry Show. Thank you for being here. We are looking live here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It doesn't matter where here is. I want Ramona. Ryan's here for the first time. Good job, Ryan. You're ready for some French onion soup, everybody? I know, I've had nothing but, I know how to make it. I've seen it. I've done it 20 years. You have never seen it or had French onion soup like you're going to see here today. It is a process in which we've refined over about 20 years. And again, it's not putting it into a crock as you've seen illustrated down below here. Everybody puts it into a crock. They put the crouton, the cheese, and of course it melts in the salamander, and woohoo, we have French onion soup. Okay, well, that's not what's going to happen today. Today we're going to light the place on fire. That's right. We're going to give away some money. If you're new to the show, it is a cooking show, an entertainment show, and all kinds of shows. It's about a 30-minute show now. It's kind of leaked along. We give a Jeep away about every 10 weeks. We gave one away last week, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a little brush with peanut butter whiskey. I'm not going to try to pronounce your first name on live camera. I'm not going to do it, but you know who I'm talking about, and you know who you are. Congratulations. First timer. He was literally standing on the dot, came in to the show for the very first time and made a couple comments. That's very cool. Got in the comment section. That's what you got to do. You got to say, Steve, I'm here. That puts you in the comment section for two reasons. One, we give it, as I said, a Jeep away every 10 weeks. We got another one coming up here in 9 weeks. A beautiful Jeep I bought. So we're going to give that one away. But you got to interact. And interacting is important. We will do a little vetting next time. This was raw. It was literally reach my hand into the spinner and pull out a fish. And it would happen to be Mr. Antion. So this next time it's going to be a little venting. We try to be very careful and cautious about who drives away one of these Jeeps, because eventually when we get to about probably 14 or 15, we're going to have a Jeep convention. That's right. Everyone who's won a Jeep, we're going to get together somewhere and have a Jeep party. That's going to be cool. That's on the books for this year, and it will be this year, by the way, by the time we finish this off. So that's kind of cool. French onion soup, as I mentioned, and the $200 spins. Let's go back there one more time. There'll be probably 3 or 4 today. I'm feeling pretty good, so you want to stick around and see who wins $200. If you haven't put your name in the comment section, you have until about 4:20 to do so. Again, this is Steve. I'm here. If you want to participate all the way and subscribe and hit the bell and do all that good stuff, you got to go to the new SteveHenryShow.com, put your contact information in there, and that's how you get a mug, and that's how you get some goodies. We watch that very carefully, I might add. We also watch the waiting room, the people that arrived prior to 4 o'clock. We're very able to see who's in there and navigating, who's commenting. So we're watching very closely the whole picture. Why? Because this is a channel of its first kind. There's not another YouTube channel like it where all of the proceeds after the bills are paid are going to go back to you. You're all the shareholders. This is an open show. It's your show. As I've said many times before, it really originates from God. God creates all this stuff. Steve Henry does not. I promise you that. He tells me what to do. I put it together in the best way I know how to do it, and I deliver it to you in hopes that you can invite maybe 6 people over to your house one day and show them this technique and how to do this, and quickly how to present it in a way that you've never seen presented before. There goes my whiskey, but that's okay. I'll be on the floor before that whiskey is, before this is done. But nonetheless, and by the way, for you AR people, I just want to say something really quick. I do cook with a lot of alcohol, and you can't deny the fact that alcohol enhances a lot of the culinary aspects of our cooking. And they say, whoever they are, who are those people anyways? But nonetheless, they say that, oh, don't worry about it. You know, we cook all the alcohol out of it when it's cooked. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. You're not going to be fine. There is still a trace or tremendous amount, depends on how well you cook it, what you're cooking, of alcohol in the food product. So for anybody who's, walking on that tightrope or absolutely doesn't like the flavor or whatever, I understand. You just want to admit that portion of the implementation of the alcohol product in your presentation or your preparation, because let's be real. Even the non-alcoholic is a tempting measure. A little personal note, I quit doing it for 15 years, and I thought I was done with it, and here I am again. So not to the point where I'm falling off a cliff, but hey, I should have stayed done. But it is what it is. Cooking probably did it. I think I was making tempura shrimp one day, and I could have 12 ounces of beer left in this thing. It's easy to do, and I understand it, and my heart goes out to those who have beat it. You guys are awesome, and there's a lot of you here that participate in the show that are on that track, and God bless you for that. I don't want to have anything to do with tipping over or anything like that. So omit it. It's fine. But there is alcohol left in everything we do or everything that you reduce alcohol with in your cooking process. Do not say or let them know otherwise, okay? Randy, by the way, I want to reach out to you. I'm glad you passed your 1 year. I know you're on the show. I saw you flip by here. That's great, bro. Cancer is a tough thing. I know a lot of people have had it. My mother passed from it, but she lived a long life, and that was a wonderful thing. But cancer's terrible. And when I hear or see somebody who's back in a remission standpoint or stage, and they've got a year to go for the next test, that's good news. And I'm so glad to hear that, Randy. I saw that in the comments or on Facebook this week. I just want to say that's awesome, bro. We love you, Maggie and Molly. I hope you're happy about that too, because that's your daddy we're talking about here. Speaking of daddy, you'll see a lot more of JB. I think before the weather gets too hot, I'm going to bring JB. We have the JB mugs, the Mo mugs. Don't forget that. The new SteveHenryShow.com, the hoodies. The digital downloads, I've got some ideas. We are going to be moving forward in that progression, I promise you that. So look for that. All right, without further ado, we have a cooking show, and it is a cooking show of French onion soup today. It is done in basically 4 stages. First of all, you've got to have a stock. It comes with a beef stock. A lot of people will say, no, it's got to be a vegetable onion. It's an onion beef stock, but nonetheless, it is a beef stock. You cannot make a French onion soup, like a good, robust, hearty French onion soup, without a good beef stock. And you start off with, as I've said many times before, a good stock requires bones, okay? These are prime rib bones, 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter. What you do is you brown those off really good. We're just going to put some fire on these. I did a little ahead of time. Obviously, we are under time constraints here, and we like fire here. I don't know if you've kind of watched the show a little bit, but we like fire. We're on a 7-foot ceiling, and we like fire so much. Yeah, I'm dressed for the occasion today. I really am. We're going to put this on a little bit later when the actual fire erodes and erupts. We're going to literally present this French onion soup in a way. So we're starting off with the bones. We're making a beef stock. This is in this pot right here. Again, I've done the liberty of doing this ahead of time because of time constraints, but basically a couple chopped up onions, some garlic, and some rib bones, and some beef base. I like the Nor Swiss. You see it illustrated down there in the jar. It's like a paste, a very robust but a gourmet type of paste. That'll go in there as well, and perhaps a little color. But the bones are the important part. Prime rib bones are awesome. They provide 2-prong process. First, you'll do the bones and you'll put them in the stock. And actually, for the second meal that you can have is you can literally take these out when the time comes, and you can literally have bones. Okay, so you get a 2-prong square meal out of these bones. This was about 4 hours ago, and you can see here just a beautiful reduction of stock simmering, not boiling hard, but simmering in the stock with a little bit of thyme. There's some fresh thyme. You see the thyme in there, and the garlic, and as I mentioned, the beef base in the water. We're going to pull those 2 out. We'll put these 2 in just to show you basically what we're looking at. And again, this is just a process. See that rib bone? That's a beautiful process. Makes a little mess, a little splattery. That's what we do here, though. We put those in the beef stock, and that is going to make our onion soup. And that is a process in which, like I said, about 2 to 3 hours, possibly up to 4, just simmering nice and getting acquainted with that onion. Now, the next step will be the caramelization of the onions themselves. You've got to have some onions. What kind of onion, Steve? Well, I'll tell you, Jay. It is basically a yellow onion. Now, you've got the white onion, you got the green onion, you got the you got all kinds of different Valdale. You got all kinds of onions, but the yellow onion, commonly known as a generic yellow onion, is the best kind. It eludes a very sweet, nutty flavor if you do this correctly. Now, how you do it correctly? Well, a little olive oil and a little butter. You want a high content of fat in your onions so they brown and caramel before they burn. If they burn, they're going to become bitter, and they can become bitter in a matter of about a minute if you let it go too long. It's that sensitive. What happens, or what enhances this process a bit, is some brown sugar. You can always toss a little brown sugar in there. That helps the actual caramelization. We're going to light these up now, and again, these have been kind of going for a bit. Not long, about a half an hour, 45 minutes on a very low heat. And this is phase 2 of the process. And again, what we're looking to do is caramelize some onions. I put 3 onions in this. We're going to feed 6 people. That is the premise of the show, a recipe that caters to 6 people. And that's pretty cool. You have 6 people over, and I tell you, you wow them to death. If you're looking for a raise, hey, boss, take a look at what we do here with the little bit of money we make here at the yeah, right. You're not going to get a raise. You make too much. This stuff's way too pretty. Yeah, well, it's not going to go that way. Promise that. They're going to be so overwhelmed. and the family members or whoever you happen to invite. So that is phase 2, kind of simmering. We're going to take a little step here back, and we're going to show you where we hide the croutons, because that is going to be an integral part of the process as well. The Gruyere, or Gruyere, you can pronounce it a lot of different ways. Gruyere. It is a white cheese from Switzerland. As good as Jarlsberg Swiss cheese. This is a type of Swiss cheese. It's got a beautiful flavor, not quite as pungent as a Swiss, but it'll melt. Its melting content is wonderful. And so what you want to do there is allow that to melt. Again, not under a salamander. We do all this on a skillet, basically. This is a portable cooking show. That's probably what we should have named this thing, as a portable cooking show. And there's a good reason why it's the new Steve Henry Show and not the Steve Henry Show. We'll talk to you about that maybe next week. I keep promising that. There was a radio show that was very popular called the Steve Henry Show. It's a long story. We'll go on here. So phase 2 is here. Phase 3 will be combining the stock, that beef stock that we just talked about, with the caramelized onions and getting those acquainted, bringing that to a boil, and then you have another step, kind of a baby step, a half step. You have the option to thicken, or not thicken, but perhaps tighten just a tad this stocky soup. Now, I like that, because what that does, it gives it a body, a texture, if you will. Instead of this runny soup, it's got just a little bit of body. I also do this with my chicken noodle soup. I bring it to a point where it's got a little tightness to it, so it's not just sloshing around, you know what I mean. So these are now ready for the introduction to the stock. We're going to go ahead and put the stock in there. And again, the stock is nothing more than that beautiful beef stock that we talked about going into the caramelized onions. This is just making for a robust, flavored, the best flavored French onion you ever had. And again, I'll mention this beef stock one more time. You brown the bones, you add some water, you put the beef base in there. There's some thyme and, of course, a couple onions and some garlic. And what that does over time is going to produce the most amazing flavored soup that you ever tasted in your life. We're going to do this for like about 6 people here. We'll tighten this up a little bit and bring a little bit more in here. Bring that to a boil, and then as I told you, we'll tighten that up just a tad and show you what that's going to be like. But okay, phase 2 is now becoming phase 2.5, phase 3. The presentation, that's what everybody waits for around here, because that's what we do. We do presentation. So we educate a little bit. Okay, you want some education. Onions. You know, I was going to look up the state that had the most onions, and the phone kept ringing, and it's the one thing I forgot to do. Maybe somebody could put that on the comment section for $100. Who or what state in the country produces the most onions in the country? I want the answer. I was going to Google that, and I was going to save myself $100. Somebody needs to do that. First person who gets that in the comment section and gets it right, it's got to be right, baby, we'll get $100. I'll get that sent out. That's in addition to what we always do around here between Jeeps and 200. I need to know what state in the United States produces the most onions. I was curious. I needed to know. That was going to be your education portion. It also began in France, or I should say French. There's a province there in the 1800s, 1770, somewhere in there. Some chef invented French onion soup. So there's your education. Okay, just like that. It's going to cost me $100 to get that right today. Then we move on to level 4, or stage 4 of this process. By the way, you've got about 5 minutes to get your name in the comment section. If you've just joined the show and you're new, it's $200. That's right. $200 just to say, I'm here, Steve. That's all you got to do is show up to the show, because why? It's your show. I keep telling you that. So when you arrive and say, I'm here, we're going to put a spinner over here at about, $4.25. I'm going to spin that baby 3 times, maybe 4 today. And some people are going to walk away with $200. Last week, Danny Kubika up there in Washington. And also, we finally got Alexis check mailed out for her as well. You guys won last week along with that Jeep. Okay, now we have a boil. What do we do now? Well, this is the point in time in which you want to go ahead and do we want to tighten it? Okay, and some people prefer that. Some people don't even know what you're doing, but if you do that, we're going to turn that heat way down. And again, this heat, we don't have a stove that we turn it down to like level number 2, like Martha or some of our other chefs on TV do. By the way, there is not a chef on TV that's done anything like this. I've looked them all. I've watched about 114 French onion recipes this week, and I had not seen anybody do what we're doing here. So this is roux. Does everybody remember what roux is? Roux, very good. You guys are on it. Equal parts of flour and butter. Now, just a little bit. We're just talking a trace, and I'll tell you why. This is still very runny, but it's got a body to it now. It's got some consistency. You know what I'm saying? It's got some flow, if you will. Flow. flow. It's got flow. And when you got flow, you're going to go. And that's what's happening here. Now, look at that. That is just incredible. I'm going to try to get you a good shot of this, even though the cameras, I told you we can't get away with nothing around here now because I got cameras in back of me, cameras in front of me. I got a mirror on the ceiling. I mean, I can't get away with nothing. But this is the flow that I'm talking about. We're going to turn that off. And that is the color and just everything that you want. There's a couple black onions in there. Yeah, phone was busy today. I'm sorry. I'm a one-man show here on Saturday. The phones are ringing. People are coming in and making a car payment. I turn around and say, did I leave that on? Do I smell onions? Yeah, sure do. So I ran back here, and sure enough, so I had to pick out a few black onions. It happens to everybody, okay? But nonetheless, we got a beautiful color. Look at it. And I'm going to try to put that into phase 4 here in just a moment. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is just amazing. So again, recap. We brown them bones. We put that in the stock. We make that beautiful stock, reduce it all the way down. So what you've got still left over is some stock, okay? Next comes the most important part of the whole process, and that's the presentation. This is going to be pretty cool. At home, and we've done this probably 8 or 9 times, you want to dim your lights when you go to present a flambéed or a fire type of presentation. You want to get ready, obviously, too. Fire extinguishers, you want to get your smoke alarms, make sure the batteries are checked out. You want to get in uniform. I don't recommend you put your fire hat on, your axe on. That's kind of cool. If you want to have a party and you really want to play the part, you can really get kind of dressed up. And I know you're laughing. This is funny as hell. I know it is. But I went to Party City and with JB. We were cruising around, and of course, this is all for kids, right? This hat is for a 9-year-old. I'm a little past 9 in my hat. I got a little big in the head over the years. So yeah, you're going to have to deal with the fact that this thing is a little funky looking, but hey, it fits the purpose, baby. All right, phase 4 of this process is coming. And by the way, 1 minute away. If there's everybody in the comment section, we got a good number today too. I'm really glad to see that. I knew we weren't going to hit a record today. That's last week. Those Jeep giveaways are the records. 108 people, for those that are wondering. How many people actually participated? 108 was the final count last week. That's a lot of people, and I'm so glad. I can't tell you how grateful and how honored I am to have every one of you aboard. And yeah, as I said, it's a number, it's an important number, but more importantly, it's 108 people that come together every week just to share something that no one else has. Not just the food, not just me, not the money, but just, hey, there's somebody I know that I look forward to seeing hi to or whatever on a weekly basis. That's really cool. It doesn't happen on too many channels. Most channels are just, if you watch them, are pretty just, here I'm, hey, goodbye, see you later. Good to see you, yeah, right, whatever. What was your name again? You guys are a little bit different than that, and I like that. I sit back on Sundays, as I told you before, and just watch these comments, and man, I just, it's kind of cool. It's really cool. I want to see that part grow, and the rest of it's going to happen no matter what. All right, phase 4, here we go. Portion that we've all been waiting for. This is what's going to blow the minds of the people of which you invite over for supper. And I'm going to put this on a carousel. We have the Gruyere cheese. That's that Swiss-based white cheese. Again, there's about 8 different cheeses of white that you can put in this. It depends on what you like, really. This one, the Gruyere, is just one that, or Gruyere, Gruyere, whatever kind of white cheese that you like, you can put on the top of that with the croutons. Okay, what is this? Well, that's a white onion. It's the largest white onion I could find. And what you do, you got a handle there. That is a flare of green onion. You take a scallion or a green onion, you cut it to the size that you want, you put a razor blade to it, and you just kind of shave that little bad boy. You put it in ice water, and it shocks immediately. You would too. Remember, poor Costanza. It's a turtle. No. It's the water. I forget what it was. It was something. The poor guy. Same thing. Shrinkage happens when these onions hit that water, and they just expand and shrink, and then expand and shrink. It's kind of a process. So they bloom, if you will. And so we skewer that. There's a skewer there holding that together. We don't put glue or anything like that on there. This is all edible. Everything you hear. 9-year-old boy. I don't know how they did it back in the day. Here comes that spinner. Bring that spinner in here before we get to name. Wow, we got almost 90 names in that spinner. She does not like to be seen by the camera. I don't blame her. Some people like, get up, Shannon. One of these days I'm going to expose you for the girl you are. That's okay. That spinner hits here, and I'm holding that up. That's a $200 spin every week. Again, if you're new to the show, we make your wishes known in the comment section. Hey, Steve, I'm here, and I spin that bad boy for $200. And I'm always hoping for new people. We don't have any restrictions on this. Danny Kubica could win again. Yeah, Danny Kubica. But hey, it's the way it goes. It's the spin of the draw, baby. That's what it is. Okay, so here we go. Four it is. We lift off the cap. Whoa, we have, what is that, Steve? Well, by golly, it's a French onion soup cup. What? Yeah. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to be very careful. We're going to go ahead and put the soup here to you. You can put about 6 ounces of soup in this concoction as I made it. And as you do that, then you're going to put your croutons. You put your croutons on top of that. Ooh, you gotta love them croutons. I like little croutons. Some people like that big wafer crouton. No can do. You gotta be able to bite it into a spoon and hold it into a spoon. And when you do, you actually get a crouton. It's not this big wad of bread that you're hacking down. So I put the shaved Gruyere. Again, you can put ounce in it any way you want. Gruyere. Cheese, that's that Swiss. Some people like Jarlsberg Swiss. You could put Jack cheese for all that matters. Okay, so that is the process. We got a lot of cheese going there. We got about 6.5, maybe 7 ounces of the French onion soup. And the best part is yet to come. Does everybody have their fire hats on? Yeah, you can go down to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or somebody. Not Hobby Lobby, but Party City. There it is. Get darn, Shavy. Get it right. Party City. And you can... I'm going to put this into the center now that we got this dressed. Okay, so this is cool. Now, traditionally, everybody does this, right? They put the soup in the crock pot. They put the croutons in there, the cheese. They put it in the oven. Okay, because you watched the new Steve Henry show, though, you are looking at a presentation. What is that, a carrot? Yeah, that's a carrot handle. Thing looks a little about tired as I am. I put that on there about 2 hours ago. But a good fresh carrot will hold its composure. Again, if you keep that in ice water, and then again, that's skewered in there. You want to skewer it. You want to support everything. Everything's got to have support to make everything happen. And look, so now the next thing is the torch. Oh no! You said there's one other thing. There is. We have some peanut butter, and I recommend any kind. There isn't anything called onion or garlic. Bourbon, but a good bourbon, and just spray that thing down with some bourbon. Are you serious? Yeah. Spray that down with a little bourbon, okay? Just a little bit, because what we're going to do, we're going to burn it off. Check this out. Call the fire department. Spin that around, Steve. Watch out, cameraman. That thing could explode. It's got 120 proof, or 80 proof. Okay, we're just going to burn that into a little bit. Don't burn our... I'm going to move our little cap here. That little green onion's going to go bye-bye. All right, so the whole intent here is to partially roast the onion, melt the cheese, get everything acquainted. Oh, that peanut butter bourbon. Oh, my God, that lettuce, the thyme. Oh, my God, does somebody have thyme? We do have thyme. These are little bits of thyme. Let's put a little bit of thyme on there. I didn't want to put it too early because it starts smoking. It smells like somebody's smoking something thyme in here. Look at that. Oh, my God. Now, that's what you call. Now, you do this with some dimmed lights. Okay, dimmed lights in your living room with your guests, and there you have it. That is the rendition of, oh my God, are you serious? Yes, I am serious. This is exactly how you want to present your French onion soup, just like that. I'm going to shut it off about right now, right there. Okay, and just in the nick of time, too. You can get one of these burners at, or these fire cans at, I think it was Home Depot. Oh, no, excuse me. It was Lowe's. My God, poor Mike Teeter. I'm sorry, Michael. Bet it's Lowe's. I think Home Depot was out of them, or they don't even have them. Is Home Depot even still around? We want Lowe's. But look at that. Is that not the most amazing? I'm just trying to find a place to put this can because I'm going to probably light something up here. Can I put my other hat on now? No? Okay, I got to keep this hat on, they say. That, loved ones, is a beautiful, and you could put the cap back on it, a beautiful rendition of French onion soup. And I would display it just like that. It's on a plate with a hollowed out onion, 7, almost 8 ounces. That's a good portion. And the reason why we leave it that way, because they can come back for more. You see, there's still plenty more in the soup pot, and you can do this on the cheese, and voila. So the beef stock turned into onion stock, turned into onion soup with a little body, with a little roux, with your soup and your torch. And does that not better than anything coming out of an oven in a crock pot or a little crock container? You will not see anything like this. If they come to your house, they will not see anything like this anywhere else. I promise you that. So here, wow, we're almost up to where we were last week. You guys, I love you. If I haven't said anything to you lately, I love you. And I know, loved ones, life is hard. It's really hard. I want you to know I feel for every single one of you. It's so hard right now. And I hope one day this show could bring not just financial assistance your way, but just, a half an hour once a week, or even go back and play the video 2 or 3 times, just to know that somebody loves you, somebody really actually cares about you. And I just do it in a format in which I'm comfortable with. I've got some other ideas down the road, but man, stick around. It's only going to get better, I promise. I know, it's the spin. It's time for you to win $200. You ready, guys? This 9-year-old boy Oh, boy, that's much better. All right, let's go this way. Somebody said, Steve, you look better with a hat on the backwards. I don't know why. But anyways, you guys ready for a spin? We're going to spin, baby, spin, spin, spin. Okay, there that goes. Those are almost 90 names in there today. So the odds are pretty good. I'm feeling pretty giddy, too. We had a pretty good week. Had a good day yesterday. Car business. Now, they want me to pull it one at a time, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to reach in here. The very first winner today of the Steve Henry Show. What is today? Today the 12th, 19th? I don't know, the 19th? 19th, third Saturday of the month. We have one more to go. By the way, next week, we're going to do calzone. Yeah, calzone. In a skillet, Steve? Well, I don't know about a skillet, but we're going to do calzone, and we're going to do the little babies to Hot Pockets, which is, what are those things called? Pizza rolls. But we're going to do it in a presentation like you've never seen before, on a tomato vine. We're going to actually literally grow a tomato vine in here, and I'm going to put in this tomato vine the actual little, what do you call it, pizza rolls on the vine, and it's going to be pretty. It's going to be very pretty. A tomato rose vineyard with the Hot Pockets and the pizza rolls and the calzone. So it's going to be an Italian kind of thing. We're going to make our own dough, as we always do, our own sauce, show you all that, but we're going to show you how to fry those and do it in a friendly way. Here we go. Oh, Jenny Lynn. Jenny Lynn is the first winner of the $100 bill question. I asked that question, what state has the most onions grown in the country? I need a $100 winner. Okay, here we go. Number two. Where she stops, nobody knows. We're going to go way to the right-hand side here. My right. Pull out a winner here. This is for the second one. The $200 jackpot winner is, oh, wow. I like this. Her little daughter just turned of age and is working at Chick-fil-A. She bought a car from us for her purpose of getting back and forth to work, made her first car payment on her own yesterday. I believe she's only like 16 years old. Shawina Jones, that's her mom. Congratulations, Shawina. $100 spin here at the Steve Henry Show. And I hope you're watching French Onion. I know your husband's going to want French onion soup. Yeah, I know you are. All right, let's go to number 3. We are running out of time. We are running out of time. Steve, you go overtime. Going to the far left this time. This is the last and final third. Who's sticking around for the third $200 spinner? Who is it going to be? Oh, wow. Man, this girl is pretty lucky, too. She's way up in Canada. Michelle H. Again. Michelle H. from Canada. You're a lovely, lovely, lovely lady. We miss having your mom around, and I know you do, too. And that's another cancer victim. Oh, I hate that stuff. But nonetheless, we love you, and we're so glad that you're here. To all the winners today, thank you very much. The French onion soup. Do this at home. Invite 6 people over. I'm telling you, you will be the hit. It is not that hard. And don't forget, our digital download will show you the exact portions of what to do and how to do it when those come out. And I promise you, those are coming out very soon. I know I say that every week. God bless you. Have a great week. Next week, it's going to be that calzone pizza rolls right here live. Italian Stallion will be back in the house. Don't you dare miss it. Look for the midweek video Wednesday or Thursday. Know that you're loved as you go through this week, because life is hard without this show. Love you. See you next week. Ooh.